The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a free Reps Are Terrorists t-shirt. Claim your shirt at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/reps. Could have used that for the Knicks series. We're also brought to you by NYRA Bets. Get your free $25 bet for the Belmont. Oh, it's the Belmont? By going to nyrabets.com/SGPN25. Promo code SGPN25. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no voice, no guys. Me, really real, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Whoa.
How about if you sweep it out?
What's the point?
I think I deserve that too, though.
You'll do fine.
Oh, Scott, complete misclick of the button there. But I mean, the bad times are rolling over here for me. It drew me over there to the drop to play the reverse sweep drop here. It's been some horrible stuff here. Bad times. Scott Studio Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, not too good for me either, unfortunately, with the picks. Didn't work out. I'm trying to remember exactly what I had. I know that I ended up having the same game parlay with Chelsea Gray and the over didn't get there. Chelsea did her part, though. And then I'm trying to remember what the hell I had for the other play.
It was the under, wasn't it?
I had the under in the Lynx game. Yes, that didn't work out either. So if you want to play that drop for me too, you can if you want to.
I mean, it's been bad stuff, and we didn't hit the underdog. Oh my God, Scott!
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
You'll do fine.
Hey pal, you just blowing from stupid?
He didn't. Oh my gosh! What? Well, wrong one. Oh, but what I can say is that of the underdog lineup that didn't hit, but was also very close. Natasha Cloud, 10.5 rebounds. We had the higher. She had 9 in the blowout. Dearica Hamby, 15 points. We needed 17.5. So, like, right there. But Kayla Thornton hit 1-3 in the beginning of the game, Scott.
Yeah.
That was it.
She's gonna keep shooting.
Hey, I think it's just funny that's the, like, if you watch the game, she hit that 3-pointer like in the beginning of the game, and that's the one play that continued to hit. Oh man. All right, let's turn around here. We've got 3 different picks here. All right, 3 different games here to talk about. First thing first, we gotta mention the Stanley Cup final here. Hockey Gambling Podcast is giving away an NFL jersey and $200 in SGPN gift cards. Enter for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Stanley Cup. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Stanley Cup. All right. 3 games here. A lot of breaking news over the course of the weekend, too, Scott, by the way. I mean, all right, Scott, where do you want to start? We have the Indiana Fever have breaking news. Ari McDonald's back.
I'm surprised it took this long.
You know, there was a lot of injuries in the beginning of the season. Maybe I don't know. People had to figure out what they were getting. It's a great question.
But you're telling me that, like, it took that amount of injuries for her to get a spot on a team? Like, I think she's actually a good player.
Yeah. I would have, I think the Valkyries could have used her. I think a lot of teams. I mean, Mercury, they went and got Haley Jones, though. We already talked about that. By the way, with the Mercury, they also waived Unzun, so she's no longer with the team. And I kind of saw that coming because I feel like I was watching that game and there was a point where she had like 3 turnovers back to back to back. And then it was like a missed shot or something like that, like an air ball. I don't know. It was something bad. It was just like a couple of bad plays, and I'm like, they're probably about to pull her. But no, they also actually cut her. Jaylen Brown is also back in the league, Scott.
Yeah.
Signed with the Connecticut Sun.
At least one Jaylen Brown still playing.
And also, Tip Hayes also left the last Valkyries game with the nose injury. So another injury for Tip here. Very, very annoying. A lot of news that happened over the course of the weekend in W. Didn't think I was going to be able to play the drop today, but I did. All right. Now let's talk about the actual game. We've got the Indiana Fever going toe-to-toe in the Commissioner's Cup against the Washington Mystics. They did play this game about a week ago, I would say. What is it, about a week ago? 28th? On the 28th. Currently, the Indiana Fever are laying 4.5. 161.5 is the total. Like I said, Ari McDonald's on the team. And you had Sydney Colson, who was in that last game. She ended up getting hurt, and she's healthy. She practiced fully yesterday, so she's going to be able to play in this one. No injury designation there, but Sophie Cunningham is out. So no Sophie Cunningham, no Caitlin Clark still. Mystics look good to go.
Does any part of you want to even consider trusting the Fever at this point?
Not really. I do like the Ari pickup, and I think if they let Ari be Ari, then that'd be interesting. But like, because
She also
they
hasn't
need scoring.
played. Like,
Yeah.
how many minutes would she even hypothetically play in this game? Probably
Dude,
not
if she
much.
gets in there, she might take like a good 7 to 10 shots too. And we have no idea how that's gonna go.
I don't expect her to play much at all because she has to learn the actual, just to get acclimated to the team. And I feel like that might take a couple days.
Yeah, what part of you would be? I mean, what would have to happen? Because we know the Mystics are not a perfect team. Okay, we get that.
No.
Also, by the way, Scott, would you like an update on Mystics first half?
Sure. I'm assuming it's not that great.
3 or 4.
Okay, all right. Not that great. Yeah.
So, I mean, they've gone past the threshold. 7-3 is what we were looking for to buy back
Yep.
in. Currently not a buy-in. However, I will say, not bad. Overall, like not bad as a team overall. Maybe a little bit of a pass. Head coach wasn't there for the Liberty game, but 4-3 ATS still over the course of this season are the Washington Mystics. I don't know, Scott. I mean, what makes me feel good about taking Indiana in this spot?
It might just be about laying the points. You can argue Indiana maybe finds a way to win the game, but do I trust them to win by multiple possessions? No. I mean, the Mystics have not been good lately. I'll point that out. They played the Liberty, though. They played the Aces. Should have won that game. The Valkyrie loss was weird. That was the first game traveling West Coast, so I guess that was a weird spot. But the Mercury were good, too. So far, their losses this season were the Valkyries' first game in the West Coast. Not exactly a good loss by any means, but still. Lost to the Aces in a game they probably should have won. Mercury are good, and they lost to the Liberty. I have decent excuses for each of those losses because they had a pretty tough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Indiana, and they lost to the Sun.
Okay.
Like, I feel like
that was really bad.
We got to at least separate
really
those, Like, I can understand why the Mystics are slumping right now. The Fever are a team that, as far as I'm concerned, they have to reinvent their entire identity without Caitlin there because she has the ball in her hands all the time. And Mitchell's been, to be honest, kind of a mess so far this season. And you're looking at Bonner, who had one really good game. Besides that, been pretty quiet. I mean, you mentioned the stuff about Boston before the last game. The guards aren't exactly great at setting her up in positions to succeed. And I feel like that's a problem, too.
Oh, yeah, they can't get her the ball.
That's what I'm saying. So, based on that, I don't really know what there is to like about the Fever right now, enough to actually lay points. Now, you can argue they're at home. It's a Commissioner's Cup game. Maybe they'll be able to get some, I can't even say revenge, because they were able to. Actually, it is revenge, because the Mystics beat them. So, maybe you could argue that's the angle, but I don't know if I buy that. I think I'll just take the points for now, because I think the Fever aren't good enough to be laying 4.5. Do you?
Yeah. No, not at all. Defensively, this team still isn't there. And I mean, now you're telling me that they're not a juggernaut offensively either. and they don't have the players or the staff. And I think that's really what's killing this team is that they have this assortment of players, and we look at it, and Caitlin Clark's not on the court, and they have no point guard that can run the offense. Yeah, Sydney Colson gives you energy, and we love her. She's a fun person, but she can't get the ball to Leah Boston in the post. Leah Boston is battling for position, putting her body on the line, and they're unable to get her the ball. And the only reason that she got off in that other game is because she was playing Tina Charles, and her and Tina Charles hate each other.
Yeah, pretty
I have,
much.
I have no idea why they have their best games against each other, but they hate each other. So yeah, I Mystics plus 4.5 here for me. I would play Mystics team total over. I don't trust Indiana defensively to do everything they have to do. And I guess I kind of just like it over for the game.
If I was going to go with the Fever in this game, I think I'd rather consider taking Mitchell props because I think if they're going to cover, Mitchell finally has herself a good game. It's been a mess this season. I'm hoping that she gets it going, but I still like Kiki a lot on the Mystics side. I think she'll play well. I think Sykes is very solid as well. I'm going to ask you, though, when it comes down to this matchup right now, I think we're going to agree that even though she's been slumping in the season, we would still end up taking Boston as the best player in this game. You'd look at Mitchell probably being the second best player, and Sykes is the third. But so far this season, Sykes has been the second best player. You'd argue the best player.
I was about to say, yeah.
You can make an argument there. So based on that, I don't
Yeah.
know if the talent differential's as big as people might think it actually is. Is it? Or
I
am I
don't think
missing
it is.
something?
I don't think it is. I think this is a bad game because there's like not many teams in the league that I would not take the Mystics over if you told me the Mystics were catching points against them.
They're a dangerous team, but they're young and they're very,
yeah.
very feisty.
And I like Sydney Johnson as a coach, man. And I think Sydney Johnson is going to find a way to put them in this game, and they're gonna find a way to be competitive. Like they really just didn't miss, what was it, shots?
Yep.
Yeah, they just missed shots. Like it was just a bunch of missed shots against the Liberty. It wasn't like they were playing horribly. They actually were kind of in that game in the first half. So
yeah, and I also want to point out that the Fever did lose to Connecticut, who then came out and trailed by about 50 to the Liberty. What was that, 50, give or take? Like that's not a good look. If you lose to Connecticut and they get completely curb stomped in like the next game, it's probably not a good sign. I see live mentioning Citron. She's been good too. The point is they have young talent. We know that Sykes is, of course, going to be solid. They have a solid roster, and you're looking at the Fever.
Indiana can't defend.
But I'm saying, like, what exactly do you like about the Fever right now with no Caitlin? Because Boston clearly, I don't want to say needs Caitlin to succeed, but it feels like there's a connection there.
She needs a point guard.
That's what I'm saying. They don't really have anybody for
if
that.
they had a point guard that could give her the ball, I think she would be fine. But no, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be with the Leah Boston, and I would consider her unders here again. I really think they're going to have an issue if they just can't consistently give her the ball, and she's not playing St. Charles again.
But the point is, Boston kind of needs to be set up in a way for success. Mitchell's been breaking every shot. I know Bonner had herself a solid game. She really does not look that good on a regular basis offensively at this stage in her career. And I feel pretty confident saying that. So I do have some question marks about the actual offense.
Think about it. It's Stephanie White. And we have questions about Stephanie White's offense. We always do. And I think we allow Caitlin Clark to make us forget that Stephanie White doesn't run a competent offense. Well, she doesn't. She literally doesn't.
And I guess what I'm saying is if we have issues about the offense with Stephanie White, I like the Fever team total under. They got 77 in the first game. I just roasted Bonner for not being that great this season. She had 21 in that game. That was her best game of the season by a mile. And they still finished with 77.
Yeah.
So I just think this point total is too high for the Fever. I'll go with the team total under.
All right. I like it. Player props. What do we got here?
Well, you said you thought about Boston unders.
Yeah. I probably won't get to the window on it, but I mean, I'm definitely not taking her overs.
Yeah, me neither. It's at 15.5, by the way, for her points.
Yeah. And it's nothing against Leah Boston. I think Leah Boston's a great player, but they're like, I watched the games. They literally cannot get her the ball. And I just don't want to be sitting there sweating in a Leah Boston over and getting mad every single time they try to get her the ball and they go swing because they can't get it into the post. I'm really good. Nope. I like Kiki again. Give me Kiki over 12.5 points. If she's going to continue to take double-digit shot attempts per game, and as gifted as she is actually offensively, moving and getting to the rim, last game just didn't hit. It's going to go over this game. I like Kiki over 12.5.
Yeah, I thought of making a case for Sykes rebounds, but 4.5 is unfortunately minus 140. You can't get 5.5 at a plus 146. She had 9 in the last game against the Fever, so that counts for something. Just thought it was worth mentioning there. But either way, I think it's going to be a very competitive game throughout. I don't see one team blowing the other one out, so I think it comes down to the wire. Based on that, though, I'm really just not trusting anything about Indiana's offense right now.
Yep.
So I have a hard time taking overs with them. Sykes could easily have a monster game. You could argue Indiana might try to stop her and focus their game plan on her, but I don't trust their defense either at this point.
Oh, they
So
can't stop the guards.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, give me Sykes over. I like Sykes over on points, and I like Citron over.
I'm at like the
points as
PRA
well.
for Sykes because Sykes had a great rebounding game. She had 4 assists against the Fever, but it's at 29.5. She has gone over this in 4 of the last 6 games. I think she's in a good spot. She had 34 in the last game with 21 points attached to it. I think Sykes could have a very solid game, but I think that PRA is something I'm intrigued by.
Yeah, I like that. Sonya, like I said, I like Sonya Citron too. Last game against Indiana, she had 13, 7, and 7 rebounds as well in that one. So I think she'll have a better game here too. I think Washington's gonna be able to score here.
I do want to point out, by the way, for a prop, I don't mind Citron over 1.5 threes. It's only minus 120. She has made at least 2 in 4 of the last 5 games. She had 0 against Indiana, which might be why the line is pretty cheap, but she attempted 4 of them. She's attempted at least 4 in every game. So based on that, I think there's some volume to be had, but 1.5 at minus 120 does feel pretty cheap. So I'll take that.
I would take Natasha Howard, but last time Steph White screwed me with that, so I'll leave that one alone.
It's kind of a weird moment, Stephanie White, because of course the entire team is built around one player, and now that player's out. But she's trying to overcorrect stuff, where she's trying to experiment with the lineups mid-game while pulling starters for no reason in the second half. She's just trying everything to see what sticks, and in the process, she's also sabotaging the flow of multiple games, which you've noticed too.
Yeah.
So I have an issue with Stephanie White right now as the coach, but we'll see what happens.
The
Mystic seems fun, though.
Christy Size is just like, it's not as easy as it look, is it?
No, definitely.
Oh, man, Christy Size was so screwed if Caitlin got hurt. Edge boost.
Some of, well, my last point was going to be, some of it might also just be based on maybe the other, I'll use the term star players, but they're not Caitlin's level, just not playing up to par. That could be true, but at the same point, this team still on paper should be talented enough to beat the Connecticut Sun in a basketball game. Like, some players have to step up, but I'll put it this way. Stephanie White's not done a great job of putting her players in good enough positions to succeed. It's the last point I'll make.
Edge Boost, first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, earn cashback rewards, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. And if you sign up this week, you'll get a free Reps Are Terrorists t-shirt. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/reps to claim your free shirt. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is still going for long with the NBA Finals. Their extender bonus, 40% off for game 1. Hop in game 1, and the longer the series that goes, the bigger the bonus gets. 50% game 2, 60% game 3, and so on. We'll have an Underdog lineup for you at the end of the show. Make sure you stick around. NBA SGPN is the code. Claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. It's UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. Scott, it's your time to shine. Belmont, this is you.
That is just not me. But
who's winning?
I mean, I feel like I'm just gonna run back. The horse that won the last one, even though I do hate his name.
Photojournalism?
I think I am.
Is that photojournalism? That's photojournalism? Or
It's not just
journalism? Something?
photojournalism, it's just journalism.
Oh, it's just journalism?
Yeah. It's one of the worst names of a horse I've ever heard in my entire life. But
Wow, really? Because there's like some dumb names for horses, Scott.
it's
Journalism?
just bad. I can handle dumb names because at least it's creative. At least, you decided, screw it, we're going to do something. It's like when you meet a friend or you go to their place and they have the dumbest name for their pet, but you'll like remember the name because it's like that crazy. You know what I'm talking about? Journalism? What are you kidding me? That's like a corporate horse.
Nah, I do hate when people name their pets like I hate to say it, but like because maybe that's not inclusive to pet names, but I hate when people name their pets people names.
There was one sibling of a friend of mine who named their dog. I think it was either Truffles or Pickles, and I'm like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? It was like this white French bulldog, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna name him Pickles. I'm like,
I know,
how the hell did you reach that name?
I know somebody whose turtle is named Steve, and I'm like, I was
Steve the turtle. Okay.
Yes, it's just Steve, and I'm like, wait, what? That's not even a pet name. Like that's a regular person name.
I feel like for turtles, there's usually like two ways to go about it. Either you name him Sheldon, which is the most common name to pick for a turtle, or you name him after a Ninja Turtle. Doesn't matter which one. You just name after one of them. Isn't that usually how it goes for naming turtles? You have like two choices.
Yeah.
You have Sheldon or a Ninja Turtle. That's it.
All right, let me see here. Kentucky Derbies were all-time worst names ever. I just needed a list to go on. I feel like
journalism is definitely like a new contender of bad name because that's not even like catchy.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So but it's not.
It's not that. It's just
it's ats. That's what I'm talking about.
Like once again, that's not a good name, but at least there's some creativity to that. You named your horse Journalism. Come on, man.
Big Truck.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I'm not even repeating this one, Scott. Oh, I can't even. No, I'm not repeating that one.
Is it like inappropriate or is it like pause worthy? Is it like pause worthy?
No, it's inappropriate. It's not pause worthy. Oh, dude, it was really bad. It was like just think 1927. What the name? Like, it was bad. They were messed up for even adding that to the
I'm fine with, once again, bad horse names that are creative.
Shut up.
I just hate boring names. I think journalism is just as corporate of a name you can possibly get.
So we got Shut Up, Gatch, Daddy Knows Best, but knows like knows. Green Alligator.
Okay.
We're
going off the rails a little bit here, but I kind of like it.
Lil E.T. Okay. Oh, Lil E.T. Oh, no, but it's not spelled E.T. like E.T. It's E.T. like T like you hit a golf tee. Oh. So that's what threw me off. Lil E.T. Okay, I get it. Quasimodo.
That's not a bad name. That's a reference.
Lost Cause.
That's a hell of a name for a horse. That's tremendous. That's a great name for a horse. That's on the wrong list. That's a great name.
Lost Cause is kind of wild.
Yeah, horse loses. You go, what do you expect? He's a lost cause. It's a great. You have a built-in excuse right there. That's a great name for a horse.
Dude. Yeah, some of these names are actually pretty good.
But I'm saying, like, these are all creative. Journalism is just like the most basic type of bland.
Man, I don't know.
Well, you skipped one because you don't even want to say it publicly, so I can't even compare it to that.
No, it's a bunch of these that I haven't said. Watermelon, TV commercial, The Clown, Soupin, Sandwich, Nuzzle. I don't.
The idea of naming your horse Sandwich or Watermelon.
Some of these I'm afraid to say.
Pretty funny.
Some of these I'm afraid to say because they're like old and I don't know what the reference is.
Okay, either way, point is I'm not a fan of the name, but I like the horse. Give me journalism again.
All right. we said all of that to talk about the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga this
I don't care as much as usual because I used to go, but it's at Saratoga now, so I'm not going to be able to go until they renovate the Belmont.
Yeah. So Scott's no longer a fan of the Belmont right now.
However, when they go back, I just took a timeout.
You can still be a fan. Sign up today, and you can actually bet the Belmont with NYRA bets using promo code SGPN25 and get a $25 free bet plus a $200 deposit match bonus. So whether you're a seasoned bettor or whether you're just getting started, NYRA bets make it easy to jump into the action. Again, Exclusive offer for the Belmont Stakes. Don't wait. Join now. Claim your free $25 bet and get your $200 deposit match bonus at nyrabets.com/SGPN25. All right, let's get to the next game here. Nice little detour there looking up horse names. Lost Cause is crazy, man. Like, that's crazy. Don't ever.
I think that's a
Lost
great
Cause.
name for a horse. That's so good.
What was hold on, because it told me the finishing places too. Lost Cause finished. How many horses are there in? Wait, well, okay, so it wasn't last because they have last up here, but it finished 13th.
Okay, there you go. What do you expect? It's a lost cause. Yeah, there you go. He's no chance of winning. That's the point.
The comment is done in by a defeatist attitude from the moment he was named.
Yeah, never stood a chance. See, I would have loved to have those horses in the race because that's one less horse that you could possibly bet on because you're tossing him out immediately as soon as you see the name.
Yeah.
That's easier for you. Makes our job easier.
All right. 8 p.m. East Coast. I love the shotgun start here too, by the way. 7, 8, 9:30. 9:30 games on ESPN. The big
Why
boy
can't we
ESPN.
space this out like the same way more often? It's exactly what we need.
And like, okay, I get it. Maybe the time zones help us out here, but like, I don't know, bro. No. All right, where are we at? Minnesota playing against the Phoenix Mercury. Minnesota Lynx are laying 11.5 here. 156.5 is the total. Have for an injury report. Not gonna like this. No AT still for the Phoenix Mercury. They're still going to be down, and then also Kalani Brown is added to the injury report, questionable as well. So
I got to give them a shout out though. What a win!
Yeah,
what a comeback! Yes. They were dead. What a win for them. The Sparks though might be bad, but that's a hell of a win for the Mercury.
I mean, I didn't rant about the lock loss, but I was really, really salty about it for a little while, Scott. I'm not gonna lie to you. 50 points in the first half.
Nine in the third quarter.
I needed 85 to win. They did not give me 35 points in the second half after scoring 50. Like, I could understand. I really could understand. But they were there, man. Just complete meltdown by the Sparks and a great comeback spot from the Mercury here. And they're going up against the Lynx, where I'm not going to lie, Scott, of the two undefeated teams in the league, one looks significantly better than the other right now.
Well, the Liberty look like they might be the best team in league history. So, yeah, that's definitely fair.
I have to throw this at you.
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware, but the Minnesota Lynx 7-0 straight up.
They've been really bad ATS.
Oh, dude, 2-5.
I took the Storm plus the points against them.
They have not covered yet as a favorite. And we got the Valkyrie this weekend. The Valkyrie covered that line. It was 11.5. They lost by 11. Dude, number has not been good to them at all. But they have not covered as a favorite.
To be fair, they got Collier back, which helps. They didn't cover against the Valkyrie they're playing anyway, but they were without her for the.
That's not true. They covered the first game as a favorite against the Wings.
Yeah, the Wings are also the Wings. So.
I need to talk and get that updated. That's not true. They covered the first game against the Wings, but they have not. They still haven't looked good as a favorite at all. I mean, so the defense is still pretty solid. They have their moments. They were really, really bad in the first half against that Valkyries team, and they let Kate Martin go for like 14 in her first like 6 minutes or something like that. Which I think that's just absurd because Scott, I've gone on record that I don't think Kate Martin is a good player. I'm sorry. I just don't. Like, I haven't seen it. It hasn't been consistent. I haven't seen it. And so that gave me a lot of pause for Minnesota in that moment when I saw Kate Martin going off like that, because I firmly believe she's not a good player. She's cool. She'll probably hang around at the back of the bench for a while in the league, but like there are other better players for sure. So with that, I can't take Minnesota right now. I have to, even with AT out. And you know how much I don't like backing teams that have AT on the roster and she's not playing. But I can't do anything with the Minnesota Lynx right now. At least by the number.
I think I'm with you. Like the Mercury on paper don't look that great because they're injured, but they fight. They really
They
fight.
don't quit. And if you look at it, they're solid defensively. Like it looks bad for a moment because for a half they let the other team look like, they're all that in a bag of chips, but then they lock in in the second half and they give themselves a shot in the game. It's the same thing with the Sky. They let the Sky get out early and then they came back and locked in on defense and brought themselves back. And then they did the same thing with Sparks. I mean, I don't think that this is going to result in a win here, but they'll at least keep this in the number.
What are the Mercury ATS?
Mercury,
I have to imagine it's really good.
4-3.
Okay, what are they good first half?
Nope, still 4-3.
4-3. Okay. They try really hard. I got to give them props for it.
Yeah, I mean, I like them. I think the defense is way better than anything that they've had in years past, and they've found a way to make themselves just continue to put themselves in games. And the supporting cast that everybody has had something to say really stepped up in that last game. You had Westbeld had was 3 for 5 from 3. Sammy Whitcomb found the end of the basket at some point. You had Akua Makani looked good. Like they got everybody else outside of Satu. And so if Satu finds a way to have a solid game here, they'll be in the game. Yeah. I like the Mercury plus points.
I don't want to lay with the Lynx until they cover a big number.
Yeah.
So I'm with you.
You gotta show me. All right. Totals at 156.5. I like the under.
Yeah, first game landed 145, but a reminder that Collier didn't play in that game. So
yeah, both offenses look really out of sync. Yeah, way out of sync. And so, yeah, I think it's better here, but still under.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, let me see. What's the player props here? What do we like?
Don't we just keep going back to Collier every game?
Oh, yeah. Every single game. She had 24 last game, too.
She had a double-double. I had a rebounds.
So, let me see. What's the...
I can get Collier to lead the
22.5.
I can get Collier to lead the game in points at plus 110.
At
really?
Any plus money? Any plus money?
Plus 110. Most points. Who's she competing with? AT, I mean, you're looking at Satu, I guess, who could.
I mean, do you really think that Satu is going to have the greatest of games against Alana Smith and Nafisa Collier all day?
No. And Courtney, we know, can have big games, but she's more of an all-around player when it comes to passing, etc. Plus 110 for Collier to lead the game in points, I think is just a great deal.
Plus 110 for who I think is going to be MVP at the end of the season to lead any game at points is a steal.
We did that blindly last year with Asia Wilson.
Yeah.
At the time. When it's like, oh, what is she, like minus 120? Yeah. What do they need to beat her? Like 25? Yeah. Collier can get this dropping 22. She doesn't even need a monster game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like Collier to lead the game points.
Very good. What else we got around here? Anything else stick out?
Do you want to go for Courtney Williams, like RA or anything? Or
I mean, I'm never not interested in it. I'm never not interested in a Courtney Williams RA prop.
You found the RA at 10.5. She had 14 in the last game. But it's also, I don't know if they have to toss the game out because Collier didn't play.
But I mean, she's still, that's the 2-man game. So she's still, I think the only thing that was concerning for me with the RA when Caleb McBride came back is if Caleb McBride took the ball out of her hands a lot, but it doesn't look like it. Looks like it's still Courtney Williams running the show.
I like the assists for Courtney. It's at 5.5. I think that's a pretty low number. As you said before, it's the 2-man game. So I just see a lot of potential assists there to Collier.
Yeah. I like a lot of Nafisa Collier in this one. Not really much anybody else. Maybe some rebounds.
Yes, I see Josh mentioning. I see Josh mentioned that Satu cooked this team in the first meeting, but once again, Nafisa didn't play. So I don't know how much stock I can actually put into that. She's been great this season, by the way. Shout out to Satu, who's been great. But it's really tough to evaluate how good you're going to do the second time around when a top 3 vote getter and defensive player of the year is just not playing. And that might be the matchup for you. So, Josh, I'm going to pump the brakes on that one. She was great in one game, but Nafisa being back is a completely different animal.
I actually kind of think it's a little bit of a letdown game for Satu here. I just think there's just like she's not going to have any room to operate. They're going to throw if they don't because she scored 20. She scored 26 and 11 the first time. So if it's not Nafisa Collier 1-on-1, they're throwing a double.
And you also have no AT, so there's going to be less overall playmaking to get her in good spots to score. But no AT is a big deal, obviously.
I'm not sold on Satu this game. I'm not.
Yeah.
All right, and that's my dog. Yeah, enough of that. I don't really have anything else there. But what I do have a lot of is a lot of room to talk to you about Circa's Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway. They're giving away an Ultimate Fantasy Football experience for a 12-team league to draft in Vegas. If you win, you'll get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. You can also get a 15% off at all Circa properties with promo code SGPN15. In case you don't win the contest, you can still get that deal. Head over there, enter the contest right now, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. Let's see here. We've got Rhythm. Heard Rhythm, and they are dropping their new game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI detected patterns where Rhythm's models have consistently won and has a high RRI. Think of a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit in a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm, so head over there and download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You get a 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet every single sport, including the NBA Finals, including the WNBA, including MLB, including tennis, all of that. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations, so check and see if you are supported. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using cryptocurrency. Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right.
By the way, I forgot to mention a fun joke to you before, by the way. This is based on the playoffs, but I have to ask. Nafisa's last 2 games against the Mercury. Do you want to guess how many points she scored?
Last 2 games against the Mercury. Let me think. 30 and 27.
So you're going 57 combined points.
Oh, come on. Yeah, let's go with 57.
Can I interest you in 80? She had 42 and 38.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Wow, Brittany Griner was getting cooked. Was she playing in those games?
It was a playoff, so I think it was.
Who was playing?
I'm just saying she has 80 in the last 2 games combined against this damn team. So, yeah, leading score plus 110, just to hammer that home. But I wanted to mention that 80 in the last 2 games is just crazy.
I just don't know who's capable of actually stopping her.
No, you're hoping that Satu or somebody can do something, but even with the Mercury and their lack of depth, I mean, AT was probably going to get the assignment if I had to guess. Not even a guarantee on that. And you're looking at the other options was the backup forward in Mac, who's also out for this game. So they have no front court depth at all.
Yeah, they're cooked.
Yeah, but either way, I wanted to mention.
All right, we've got the Seattle Storm going up against the Dallas Wings in Seattle. Line is 9.5. 164.5 is total. That's on the way up to 165 now. Injury report, and we got no Paige Becker still in this game. Also still going to be without Ty Harris. Pretty clean for Seattle. Okay. So a lot has changed, actually. since that first matchup that they played earlier this season, where the Seattle Storm was up big and then they proceeded to not score in the second half and allowed Dallas back in the game. Still covered, however. That was 3.5, I believe, on the road at that point, Scott. Now we're at 9.5 here at home. How do we feel about Seattle's offense still?
I don't feel great about it, but I do want to ask you about the Aces. We know that the talent was obviously there. They lost the first game and got embarrassed, and they responded accordingly. They got revenge. It was a very nice get-right spot. Am I supposed to read that much into what happened the last game? Because the Aces we viewed as being an elite team, and they responded the way an elite team should. They got revenge, and they really made some adjustments for the rematch.
Yep.
So how do you feel about it? Because I think that it's fine. I don't think it's a great offense, but I'm not going to overreact now to one game when you already killed the Aces one time. I can understand if you beat them, and you could argue that, maybe you were expecting them to win again. I was. But the Aces, as a team with championship experience and pedigree, got embarrassed. They lost by about 20. And said, you know what? Screw it. We're going to step up in the rematch. So I think the game meant more to the Aces than it did to the Storm. That was my takeaway from the game. I don't know if you agree with that, but that's what I noticed.
Yeah, they came out. They were very, very, very locked focus into
It was an
not
intensity
getting
thing.
embarrassed. Yeah, into not getting embarrassed like that again. Now, they showed where Seattle showed where they had fight because that game was out of reach multiple times, and they pulled it back within reach multiple times, and then they allowed it to get out of reach again.
Yeah.
With that being said, this Dallas defense is really, really,
They're terrible.
really bad. They're still really, really bad. Oh man, dude, they are cooking the coach. The defense is still really, 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 really bad, man. Oh my god. I mean, for me, and I love the Storm, and I've been very critical of the offense.
Mm.
I would be shocked if anybody doesn't just take it. Like the Wings, the Sky. Just, I mean, open legs, 7-Eleven, 24/7. Yeah, and good point by Josh. This would be 3 straight games that they would be losing at home here. I think the Storm are going to come out here fired up. I think they're going to come out here focused, and I think they're going to remember how they played in the second half of that Aces game, in the second half of the earlier matchup with the Wings, and when the second half comes around, they're going to put belt to ass, and they're going to be really focused on, one, getting back the points lost in the Aces loss in the Commissioner's Cup, but also just defending home court. So I like Seattle to get this done. I think Seattle runs away with this one.
Yeah, even though they lost again to the Aces, I did like the effort level in the fourth quarter. They were down 17, and they lost by 5.
Shout out to us with the Gabby call.
Yeah, Gabby's been solid. Respect. Point is, though, I think the Storm are the much better team. Wings are 1-6. No Paige is a big deal. Even if Paige is a rookie, they need her out there because I don't really like the alternatives that they've been showing lately. Arike, we know, is very, very streaky, and if she has an off game, they have no chance in hell, which is not ideal. She's been looking at the numbers recently. She had one really good game the entire season. That's it. She had 37 against the Sky, which they lost, by the way. Then she had 15 against the Sky the game after on 31% shooting, which they lost anyway. You give up 94 plus points in back-to-back games to the Sky. Are you out of your damn mind?
Yeah, man. That's really bad.
That's crazy.
It was really bad.
Losing is one thing, but the Sky's a team that we were viewing in the power rankings as being a bottom 3 team in the league. And you gave up back-to-back 90 pieces to that team. And one of them was a home game. Like, I can't back the Wings. This team's horrible. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm saying even Arike played well. She had one monster game. They still lost to the Sky because they can't stop anybody. The Storm really should kill this team. They really should.
Oh man, I mean the Wings have felt like they've fallen off so hard in the past 2 years.
Yep. They never made it to the title game though, right?
This was a 20. No.
But they lost to Connecticut in the semis, I think.
They lost to Connecticut one year and they lost to the Aces another year.
Yes, because they choked. They gave up a 10-0 run to end that game 3, and they lost. I remember that.
Dude.
They've been so bad lately.
Such
They're
a
so bad.
such a fall from grace. Yeah, Storm team total over. I mean, I really don't care what the Wings do on their side of the ball, honestly.
At this point, don't you blindly assume every team facing the Wings is scoring 90 or
You
like
have
85
to.
plus?
You have to.
I think you
Like
have to. 'Cause
the Sky looked incompetent for the first half of the season, and then they go and they get some confidence in a loss against the Mercury, and then the Dallas Wings make them look like they're a good offense for
Yeah.
2 games straight.
the last 3 games that the Wings have played, 94 to Chicago, 97 to Chicago, 87 to the Sun.
Yeah, that's really
They
bad.
can't stop anyone. I gotta go Storm with you. I have to. For the Storm's sake, you had a good fourth quarter. You were in a massive hole early because the Aces came out and punched you in the mouth. But it is a very good get right spot. If that's the word. That's the term you want to use for the Storm in this game. And I'll go over in the full game because
Oh,
the
dude,
Storm might
like
score
what?
90.
I'm never taking an under with Dallas. Like as much as I said that I really wasn't interested in overs with Seattle, I'm never taking an under with Dallas after those last 2 games, 3
Yeah.
games, really.
That's how I feel.
Never. Completely out, like 100% out on any. If I was ever out on Dallas before, I am so completely out now. They might be the worst team in the league. Like, actually might.
I
And
still
it's
think
not.
I still think Connecticut's worse, but yeah, they're down there.
Oh man,
Connecticut was down 50. Like I have to put Connecticut last. I have to.
I don't know. That Wings team might lose by 50 to the Liberties.
We're gonna see what happens, but all I know is that team
No,
was down 50.
they might
I
give
have
up
to put them last.
120 to the Liberty.
Yeah.
Ah, dude. And the Liberty want to play fast too. Oh, they're gonna be so screwed. All right. Yeah, that Wings team's pretty bad. Okay, let's get into it. I don't even want to do this anymore.
Are we switching it up again?
Well, first no. Let's focus on props for this game because we didn't
Okay.
talk about that. Let's see here. What can I dig up for the
Is that a
Wings
Diggin
and
Smith pun or is that a coincidence?
Oh, that was a coincidence. That was not on purpose, Scott. That
Okay.
was not.
I caught that.
Yeah, good job. I mean, Gabby's only at 21.5 on the points, rebounds, and assists now.
It's exactly what I was looking at. You knew exactly where I was going to go with this. Gabby's been great for us. She's been really, really good.
Like, so when she started the game with 15 straight points, no assists, no rebounds, like it was nothing else on the stat sheet. 15
Just pure
straight
buckets.
Pure buckets for the first beginning part of the game. And I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, she's back. She's completely back. This is Gabby that was hooping over in France in the Olympics. This is that Gabby.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I see Nathaniel mentioning Seagrass as at 14.5 PR.
You know, she just really made me eat shit over the course of the weekend. I took her on my own and played it, and then it didn't go through. I would really like to back it again. I would, but and maybe that is the reason to back it because it didn't go through the first time, and it probably is a good look. But I just don't know what Seattle's going to do defensively here. They could not care because they're beating the shit out of them so bad.
I can see that happening too.
Similar to how that Aces game went the first time around.
I'm going to ask, though, if we are picking the Storm to score about 90 points, do we consider Diggins for the double-double?
What?
250?
Yeah, not only just the double-double, but if you want to just go safer and just take the PA.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine with that.
I don't know who's going to go.
They did juice it. They did juice it for this game, though, Scott. It's normally at 23.5. It's at 25.5 here.
It's still doable, though.
Yeah, no. I agree. I like it. What else? Anything else here? I don't really have anything else. I think Gabby's really like, she's now the player that I'm like, yeah. She's locked in. Like she's just completely locked in.
I got
and
nothing
even
else
if it's
to
not
add.
the points, even if it's not the points, she does good rebounding basketball. She does good facilitating, gets assists. Like, yeah.
I do want to point out, though, if you were, I'd say, willing to consider the Enrique fade, the issue is always the volume. She might brick 70% of the shots she takes, but damn, she's jacking up 25 shots.
Yeah, gets to the foul line, hits enough, and next thing you know, she's at 19.
Pretty much. For Enrique points, though, it's at 18.5. That number feels right. It really does. She had 8 points in the one meeting this season on 2 of 14 shooting. Oh, the volume is always there, though. It's so frustrating.
It's all right. You don't have to.
I know.
Everything doesn't have to be bad.
I know, but I want to take the unders because I think that she's been a mess for the last couple of years, but I can't ignore the volume. It's like a LaMelo Ball. I just can't do it. Taking 30 shots a game, I just can't take unders. I just can't do it.
Oh man! All right.
I could have said Jordan Poole. You get the idea.
And LaMelo Ball comparisons.
You could argue Jordan Poole somewhere in there too, but it's not fun. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right show, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I mean, okay, so I feel like if we reverse sweep the entire show, we have to do a mojo change.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like that's like sure, mojo changes can be upon request, and we can talk about it, and we can have a discussion. And we typically have these discussions on air, so everybody listens. But I mean, reverse sweeps have to be automatic mojo change.
So I'm going first.
Yes.
All right. For my lock, I'll go with the plus money play. If you want to go for Nafisa points instead, you can do that too. But plus 110 to lead the game in scoring, I gotta take that.
Damn it! I should have went first.
I have to. Now you got to trust the process.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll go with Fee to lead the game in scoring at plus 110. That was on FanDuel. For the dog, do I think Seattle murders this team, or do I think they just cover? And I go with the over with it too. That's kind of the question.
What if?
Literally, they really should. I mean, I could get the 9.5, but let me see if I can pair this with a nice. Let me just see if I can actually get this with a nice team total here. What can I get here? Okay, that's minus 105. I need to go a lot higher. Other than that, 85.5. That's still too short. I'm really going to be pushing this, but I don't think I have a choice. Yeah, it's fine. Give me the Wings minus 9.5 with the team total over 87.5.
Storm.
Yeah, Storm, and that pays out a plus 150.
All right, so you said Storm minus 9.5 and team total over 87.5.
Yep, plus 150.
Oh, wow! Look at that. Nice double up there, Scott.
I did the same thing with the Liberty against the Valkyries a couple episodes ago. That worked out pretty well.
All right. Lock. Going down with the ship. Seattle minus 9.5. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's fine.
I hate the double up. I feel like we're doubling up, but this is what I feel comfortable with, and I need to see the ball go in. Because Fee shouldn't be stopped here. Like I just want to know who's going to stop her. They're not going to double her. I don't think they're bold enough to double her. There's too many good options here.
You think they're capable of sending a proper double team? They gave a 90 plus to the Sky in back-to-back games. They can't do anything defensively.
No, that's the Wings.
I thought you said the Wings.
The Mercury.
No. Oh, my bad. Sorry, my bad.
All right, give me Fee 25 plus at plus 145.
Okay. Apologies there. I was mixing up the teams. Sorry.
Yeah, no. But still, 38 and 40. What was it? 38 and 40 or something like that?
38 and 42.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. 80 points in the last two games combined against that team.
And it's like they're not any better off now. They don't have the size. They don't have anybody defensively that can stay in front of her. She has a good game. And she's still on an MVP campaign. So 25 plus is a lock. Plus 145.
Okay.
So, well, that's my dog. And then the lock, Seattle, laying 9.5. There we go.
That's why I got confused. I heard you say Seattle. I thought we were still talking about Seattle.
My bad.
It's all good. So they basically have the same thing.
Yep. 100%. Like 100%.
We're going down with the ship.
Yo, I mean, I'm sorry. All right. We can change it up for Underdog here.
Okay.
Let's see. How do we want to start this? I'm fine starting with Gabby. Who's slowing her down?
I like her anyway.
Only way we get screwed is if they beat the shit out of them too bad.
But in order to do that, well, I don't know if they are going to because it's a Commissioner's Cup game, right?
Oh yeah, no. So you
need the point margin.
Might be straight.
I mean, the Liberty eventually felt bad, but they used everyone for three quarters of 50 points.
It was really, really bad. I still like Kiki. I like Sonya.
You want to go for the Sonya threes? 1.5.
Yeah, got
Let's
it
do
right here. Sonya 1.5 threes. And then we can go Kiki, Courtney Williams, or we could chase more points on the Seattle side of ball.
No, let's trust Kiki. She's earned it.
Here we go. Kiki higher, 12.5 points. All right, Underdog Fantasy. Kiki or Finn? Higher, 12.5 points. So you Citron higher, 1.5 3-pointers made. A couple rookies over there for the Mystics. And Gabby Williams to go higher, 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Yet again, 5.74x on Underdog. But I have a 40% boost, Scott. 7.64x. Hold on. Let's get this locked in. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Scott, anything else for the people before we get up out of here?
No. Once again, fun episode. Looking forward to the games. Should be entertaining. But either way, we're still kind of stalling until the NBA and the NHL resume. So definitely lock in with the W. What else are you going to watch? Baseball? What else are you going to watch? Come on.
NHL. What?
I'm saying you got the Stanley Cup. Like, people are waiting for it.
So who's in the Stanley Cup?
Same team as last year. It's Florida and Edmonton again.
Oh, that's what it was last year. Oh yeah, because they had the
Florida blew a 3-0 lead and then won Game 7 last year.
Wow.
But a reminder, by the way, we have NBA in the morning, though. We are doing the series preview episode.
We're back.
So,
damn,
there you
go. Damn, Knicks. All right. With that, he's at Rush Hour Radio. I'm at Really Raw _. I'm just going to make sure you give us a follow. And what else? WNBA Gambling Podcast. Give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcast. Give us a like on YouTube whenever you get the chance. All of that, we could use it all. And I have no thoughts on the Stanley Cup. What happened to the Hurricanes? I thought they were good.
What happened was it's basically a tradition. They always lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. every time. Usually they get swept. At least they won a game.
Damn, Eastern Conference Finals got me this year too. All right. No, say nothing else, dude. No other way of ending podcast just getting like this. I really